Hey guys, welcome back to Bourbon and Smoke. Today we're doing beef short ribs. So we're actually going to do this two different ways. I picked up this Traeger coffee rub. I kind of wanted to try it on something, so we're going to do two of the smaller ribs with the coffee rub and two with just the regular, my standard beef rub. So first thing we got to do is take our mustard, just slather everything up, give everything a good binder, and then we're going to put our rub on. So again, all we're doing is just rubbing this mustard on. You don't need to be real consistent with it or have a specific amount, just enough to kind of cover everything, give everything a good base for this rub to stick to. Also, most beef ribs are going to come with some silver skin on them. These ones actually were cut really nicely and just have very little bit, so I'm going to leave it on there. Just not worth trimming. All right, so once we have that, we're going to season everything up. And this coffee rub is not the color that I would have expected. I was thinking it would be more black, but it seems to be a pretty good combination of seasonings. It's got more than just coffee and salt in here. My one concern with this is that it's not going to be salty enough. So this will be an interesting try. Might be something where we want to add more salt to it, or salt the meat first next time kind of deal. But just make sure you're getting all the sides everywhere good and seasoned. There's that, and then we're gonna do our beef rub. I've actually been wanting to try this coffee rub for quite a while, so this is a good opportunity where I'm not gonna be wasting, a big chunk of meat or anything like that for it. But hopefully it's good. I've heard good things about it. See if it stands up to our standard rub or not. So once these are all done seasoning here, what we're gonna do is, we got the smoker warmed up to 225. We're gonna go put them directly on the grate, and we're gonna smoke for about 8 hours. It's gonna depend on the tenderness. These are very similar to pork ribs in the fact that it's not really a specific time. Really what you wanna get to is temperature and tenderness. So that's it for this. So now we're gonna take these, put them on the smoker. See you in a bit. All right, so grill's warmed up, 225. We'll put these directly on the grates, and we're gonna keep them separated so we know which is which. Get them on. So we put our normal rub over here. We're gonna go bone down on all these. That was bone down. It's gonna help protect our meat a little bit. And put these coffee ones over here. So now these are on, what we're gonna do is we're gonna wait about 3 hours, 3.5, depending on what your timing looks like, and then we're gonna start spritzing them. I'm gonna try to use beef stock if I can get to the store and actually get some. I forgot to pick some up. If not, I'm gonna use apple cider vinegar. So, see you in a few hours. All right, guys, while we wait for these beef ribs to finish up, we're gonna try some Russell's Reserve. This is a 10-year, has a 10-year age statement on it. By far the oldest bourbon that I've tried. I've heard really, really good things about this. And this is also a bottle that is nearly impossible to find around here for me. So I was actually in one of the bigger cities in the state here, and or in Minneapolis, I believe it was. And Total Wine actually had a couple bottles left. So I'm really excited for this one. And I do have a little bit of a cold right now, so the nose, oh man, that has got a really good nose on it, even with a cold. Really kind of soft, sweet, almost like a banana maybe. Man, my nose is now running again, so we'll just give it a try. Ooh, is that good. Spicy right away, like bold hit of spice, followed immediately by some, almost like a berry or some sort of fruit. Oh, that's good. That is excellent, excellent bourbon. I would say this is probably top 3 from what I've ever had. And it hangs out, like it's still just hanging out in my mouth. It's only 45% or 90 proof, so it's not super heavy. It is really, really fantastic though. If you can find a bottle of this, definitely pick one up because this is awesome. You can definitely tell that it's aged much longer than most things you're gonna find out there. As we did with the testing, if we can force some age into some bourbon after we've had it with the staves, this is what I imagined it tasting like as the longer we leave it in there. It just has that clean taste to it. You can definitely tell that it's been aged way longer than anything else I've ever tried. It's just it's that flavor in there is just something different, and removes completely all that almost like a grassy taste, or that, like, I don't even know how to explain it, but that really young flavor bourbon takes that taste completely out of there. I'm gonna finish this up and let's go eat some ribs here. Half an hour or so. So, see you guys then. All right, guys, it's been about 3 hours, a little over 3.5 maybe. So we're just gonna check them out and give them some spritz. So I'm gonna check the temperature on these two after this because these have shrunk up quite nice. I just want to make sure we're not gonna overcook them. We want to get to about 205 to 210, and again, it's really mostly about the tenderness. If I just kind of poke them right now, they seem pretty tender. They're definitely not quite done yet. That one might be actually. But yeah, I'm gonna check the temperature and go from there. All right, so we've been on here for about 7 hours now, 6 hours, and we got a couple of them that are done. There's a couple also, some of the bigger chunks that aren't quite done yet, but we do have one of each that are finished up, so I'm gonna pull them off. We're gonna let them rest. I'm just gonna tent them under some tin foil for about a half an hour. Let them rest, kind of, again, soak up some of the juice that they have been squeezing out for the past few hours. And it's really cold out here, so I'm gonna do this really fast and get inside. So you can see both of these are done. These are our coffee ones. Here for now. And we do have one of the regular ones that's ready. Some back here. And this is not uncommon for these to not be done all at the same time. Obviously different sized chunks of meat. They are getting close though. See you guys in a bit. All right, so now everything's been resting for about a half an hour. I'm gonna try my original rub here first before we go into the coffee, just as kind of a something we know, kind of our control in the experiment. It's not quite fall off the bone tender, but it is juicy. Got a nice smoke ring on there. Give it a shot. Beef ribs, when they're done right, are so juicy and tender and just so much flavor. Just because you have so much rub on such a small area, that really sinks in, that gives it so much flavor. Absolutely delicious. Definitely, if you haven't had or made beef short ribs before, definitely take a chance. All right, let's give these coffee ones here a try. Wow, this is falling apart. That is done perfectly. This one I maybe pulled a little bit too early, but that is good. It's just falling apart, even on my fork. I can't really taste the coffee in it. Honestly, it needs more salt for sure, as I kind of expected. I can't really taste the coffee. Honestly, it's kind of a bland rub. I was hoping for more. Yeah, I don't get it. I'll take my rub over that any day. I could throw some coffee in mine, I guess, and make it a coffee rub. But it's nothing special. It's very kind of bland. It doesn't have any pop. There's very little pepper in it. Like I said, it definitely needs more salt. It doesn't seem, it's definitely not worth $10 for that little container of it. You can make a whole bunch of your own rub for a lot less. It'd have to be a lot better. So, conclusion, home rub, better than Traeger's coffee rub. Don't waste your money on it. Not worth it. So, that's it for me, guys. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe, please. It helps me out a lot. And let me know what you want to see me smoke next. See you in the next one.